Young, Dumb, Broke podcast. I'm Young, Dumb, and Broke.
And I'm Alex! I feel like it gets more energetic each time.
I'm just so excited to be here with you.
I know, it's been so long.
It's been so long.
If you couldn't tell by the posting schedule, it's been so long. If you didn't really care, I'll tell you, it's been a month since we recorded.
Basically a month since we've recorded.
Yeah, and then we tried to space some things out to make it look like we weren't lacking, but I was definitely slacking.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Christmas is a weird time, and we're not all here in town. Everybody goes home, and there are people that are traveling, and then you have to travel, and then you're trying to coordinate everything, and everybody's home for Christmas too, so then you're out there doing a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
So the clips have been sparse. I haven't been doing a good job, Taylor.
Neither have I.
No, yeah.
Taylor's done nothing.
Yeah,
so.
But Taylor has the Taylor magic. Alex ain't got that. Alex ain't got the clip magic.
I'll get back on it.
But there is a little bit of magic that I heard about you've been on this week. So this is my icebreaker for today.
Okay.
I'm going to go first, okay? How many zins could you handle at one time?
Okay, are we talking 3s or 6s?
Take your pick. Take your pick.
Well, I've only ever used 6s, and I can tell you confidently 1.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I could do another one.
Not what? But
I'm not there yet. Like I also
there yet. Yeah, you have intentions to get there. Then
this goes into a little bit of my joy of the week, which is not quite a joy of this week, but a joy of the last month. I have started using Zins.
Don't do drugs, kids. It's bad.
Just a little bit. I've just using them a little bit, and I'll get into it later. But I think I could only do 1. I have a heart condition. I'm not really supposed to use stimulants at all.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah.
And I use 1 Zin, and I'm like, okay,
You're jazzed.
I'm like,
you're jazzed.
Is fine.
As the kids used to say, you're zooted.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that I have yet to, and I'll probably touch on this again. I have yet to purchase Zins for myself.
That's probably a good thing.
Because I really I every time I mention to a Zin user, I'm about to go buy a pack, they go, you really shouldn't do that.
Yeah,
I'll just give you one of mine. You shouldn't go buy a pack.
Yeah.
So then I've been using 6s.
Because that's what the real Zin users. Yeah.
That's what everybody carries.
Yeah.
And I probably don't even need to be using 6s. Not that I need to be using Zin at all. But I probably definitely don't need to be using 6s.
Yeah.
And so I think 1 Zin is probably enough for me.
Okay. I think that's not a crazy answer for a beginner. I'm happy it wasn't just 6 right off the gate, or 4. You have 1 in each gum.
Yeah.
I don't think I've met a super user like that yet, but I know you're out there. And if you're watching, comment, because I want to know how bad it is and how much money you spend on Zins. Because I thought they're cheaper than some options, but I forgot how expensive they were. When I started looking again at 7-Eleven, the price went up a little bit.
I wouldn't know because I've yet to purchase them.
That's fair.
I've just been bumming them. And let me tell you, I love them.
That's how it starts, though. My friend, she went to Europe for the summer to do a little bit of schooling and then, relax after that semester. And she came back and she's like, I need a European cigarette. I'm like, what do you need? She's like, they're just different. They roll their own.
They are,
And I was like, okay. And she said, I was bumming them for most of the summer, and then I finally bought my own at the end of it. I just can't. And now she lives in Germany. So she went back, not just for the cigarettes and the nicotine, but low-key kind of. Low-key kind of.
Once you get started on the lifestyle, how do you go back?
Exactly. It's extremely hard. Yeah. What about your icebreaker, though?
All right. So, in video games where
where are you going with this?
They're in the the loading screen. Think Sims.
Yeah, 100%.
And they give you a hot tip, a life tip.
Yes.
If you were in the loading screen of your life, what would your
tip to myself
be? Not to yourself, but what do you think your game master would be like, this guy needs some extra help with this?
Compassion. Empathy.
Don't forget to be compassionate.
Yeah,
low
key, yes. Be nicer. Don't be I'm not going to say the word because I don't want to bleep it, but don't be Dickinson.
An ass.
A Dickinson.
No, he has to bleep it.
It's fine. Yeah, don't be a Dickinson, okay? Do not be a Dickinson. Just understand people. And that's life advice for most people, probably more my guys out there, because we have less of a natural penchant for connecting and understanding other people's problems. We normally like to solve them, which doesn't mean we don't care. It's just sometimes it really is just about understanding where they're coming from. And then you actually have a better idea of how to help them too.
Yeah.
Because sometimes a physical solution ain't it. Sometimes they need a hug. Hugs are a really powerful tool. If you are not a regular hugger, we were just on the phone with someone who's not a regular hugger, you know who you are. Just, start hugging a little bit more. Maybe it's a good thing. What?
You've tried to hug the.
Oh, I have.
The person that we're just on the phone with?
I have. So it was
this poor man.
No, I know.
I can literally picture him being like.
Yeah, I know. And it was more of he was trying to be kind of silly, and he's like, "Oh, I'll bring it in." And then he started walking away when I came in, and our boss said, "You really asked for it. Like, I don't know why you're acting all weird about it."
Yeah.
And I did the same thing with the other guy in the office. You love him, tall, coconut hair kind of style. He had random crud on his hands one day. He came back from doing a job around the place, and he said, "You wanted to hug me? Come on in." I was like, "Great, here we go." Comes straight on, fully dressed in a suit. I'm like, "Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me," because hugs are a beautiful thing. They're
Alex is a hugger. If you're like,
100%.
"Oh, you want a hug?" Alex is gonna be like, "Yeah,
yeah,
I do want a hug."
100%. If you're sassy about it, I'll hug you. If you're honest
so funny.
about it,
I'm trying to
you.
picture both of these men who are your coworkers. Like you trying to hug them, and I can see them dying.
Yeah, just a little bit of their soul,
losing a piece of themselves to hug you.
And that's never my intent. Hopefully, the bad parts of the soul are flaking away, but I can't control that. So,
that's not my responsibility to worry about.
But they're both nice guys, so it's not like they're bad people. It's just I think a hug would help not just them, but the people around them too. A hug every once in a while, and I'm sure they hug people that aren't me. I'm just some random guy that they work with compared to all the people that actually matter in their lives. But if you're thinking about it, give them a hug. Maybe that should be everybody's sim load in. Just give them a hug today.
Yeah, hug someone today.
Exactly.
That's a good one.
Today. Yeah, I think that most people could do better with that, especially when they get frustrated and angry.
Well, if I'm frustrated and angry and someone's like, "Do you need a hug?" I'd probably say, "All right, bucko."
Oh, you want to go?
You want physical contact?
Okay,
we can do physical contact.
Yeah. Does it count if your face is hugging my fist?
Yeah. I'm going to hug your face with my fist.
Yeah. But sometimes asking, "Are you okay?" first. I noticed that because the one, I don't want to keep talking around, but I also don't want to say their names because that's not fair to them. She works on the top floor, and she oversees a lot of people at periodic times of the year.
Yeah.
Normally, if you just ask to hug sometimes, but you always should ask, "Hey, what's going on? You okay?"
Yeah.
And then when they unburden themselves, if they're willing to talk about it, that's when you go in for the
She's
hug.
also a hugger.
Oh,
too.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
So
Big
I think
time.
that makes sense.
Yeah, but sometimes you can come in a little too hot, and they're like,
Sure.
"Whoa.
Sure.
I'm not feeling it right now."
Yeah.
You don't. If your mom's yelling at you and she's angry, don't just hug her. This is personal experience. Give it a little bit of time. I mean, Mom, if you're watching this, you know it's true. Okay, sorry, I'm not calling.
I love to hug my mom.
Yeah, there's something about it.
Yeah.
Dad hugs are great, and as a guy, dad hugs are like okay, but it's a real special when
it's very comforting.
Mom comes in. It's also different as you get older because when you're younger, you're hugging your mom, she's hugging you is more accurate. And when you get older, sometimes it's more you're hugging your mom.
Yeah.
Like she's leaning on you for support. Or she's having a hard time, something's happening, and you hug her and you just bring her in there and you say, "Hey, it's going to be okay." And that's a very different dynamic. It's something that I would have never, ever imagined experiencing. And when people say that there's a special connection between mom and son and it only grows, I get it more now than I did when I was younger,
I think
obviously.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
My loading bar, I think, would say...
I probably should have asked. Yeah, my bad.
I think my loading bar would say, "Slow down."
Get some help.
Yeah, it might say that too. I was like, "Slow down. Look at a tree."
Look at a tree. Why look at a tree?
What do you mean, why?
I don't know. It feels so random.
It's like quintessential slowing down. When I am having like a hard day or I'm stressed out, I think the best thing I can probably do is slow down, be outside, and look at a tree.
Okay, that's fair.
Like when you really look at a tree, you realize how small you are and how beautiful the world that God has given us is. And you can just change your perspective. Like just like slow down, look at a tree.
Yeah, trees. I'm gonna be honest, they don't hit me like that. Bodies of water, they hit me like that.
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, I think that makes sense too.
Yeah.
Trees, I mean, you just have to look at it. I think you're not looking hard enough.
Maybe that's possible. It's also that, at some point you were smaller than me. I don't know if, and let's be clear, the river was smaller than me at one point, but it's been thousands of years. That is immovable. That is something truly beyond our control. I can pick up that tree out of the ground and show it disrespect. Not that you should, not that I would, but I feel like certain aspects of water are less controllable and therefore they deserve more majesty in my mind. And it's not a hard and fast rule. There are beautiful trees. The redwoods, they catch me off guard every single time. I see them.
I've never seen a redwood in person.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
I think that if you go look at like just a large tree in general, I mean, that thing's older than you.
That is true.
You
That
should
is true.
show it some respect.
That's true. And the ones that are on, if you have family property, which not everybody does, but or you have a place where your family used to live, if it's close by, and your dad says, "Oh, well, that used to be Grandpap's tree. He planted it all those years ago." I'm like, that guy, the one that is overhanging me right now and providing shade and making it so beautiful outside. I don't know. Look at that. Hard work does pay off. It just takes 2 generations to actually feel the benefits of it.
That's sweet.
I wish this next segment was as sweet, though. I tried to pivot to it earlier, but we just wanted to talk about beautiful trees and sim loading screens. I mean, 2 things that cannot be refused. But what about your weekly frustration? We haven't done one in a while, so...
My weekly frustration? We're going to go do mine first?
Oh, well,
we can do mine first.
Yeah, but I did Icebreaker first, I think. Your
Sure.
weekly frustration
Sure.
first, yeah.
I've talked about this frustration a lot. And it's more of a frustration that I have with myself than I have with like the world. But last week, as you know, was the holiday season. We weren't in our normal schedule. We weren't doing normal things.
Agreed.
During the holidays, I spent 24 hours on Instagram.
Yeah, those numbers are way too high.
In a week.
Remember, she deleted it off her phone at one point.
Yeah.
And she back with a furious passion.
Yeah. So I looked at my screen time. I have a friend, his name is Josh, that we're doing like every Sunday. We sit down and we go over our screen time together. We do it at church, like in between services and stuff. And I sat down this week with Josh and I had 24 hours of Instagram on my phone for a week.
Did you even realize before going into that, had you been monitoring it or did it just happen?
I knew it. I had not been looking at my screen time at all. I knew it had been bad, but I didn't realize how bad it was. And I'd had a hard week, and I think I was using Instagram as an escape.
Yeah.
And that's why it was
dopamine,
literally a
yeah.
full day of my life on Instagram.
Yeah.
But I knew it was gonna be bad. I didn't realize how bad it was gonna be. And so I have once again
staved off the cravings.
I've once again deleted Instagram from my phone.
Okay.
I'm now using Instagram only on the browser of my phone, like on Google Chrome, and I'm not using it on my laptop or anything because I used to do that too.
Yeah.
I am using it on the browser on my phone, which is the most frustrating way to use Instagram.
Agreed.
And so basically all I'm doing now is looking at the very first post that comes up when I open Instagram, which is normally like one of my a good friends, like it's what Instagram thinks they should show me first.
Yes.
So like my friends just got engaged. That was the first photo that came up, right? So it's like great. Now I've interacted with and I've told them that they look lovely, and then I go to my DMs, I check my DMs. It's incredibly frustrating, and it takes a long time to get through all the little things because like it doesn't load properly and all that.
Yep.
So it's like it's annoying to use, but I'm still able to use it and still able to communicate.
Yep.
And then I get off of it because it's so frustrating to use Instagram on the Chrome browser, which is a good thing because then I'm not sitting there for 24 hours.
Well, and that's how the social media platforms have enveloped so much of life because they have become convenient, but mainly you have to check it for your DMs. You have to check it for communications with people. They have become the tools of communication, which is fine. But as a person who wants to get away from it, you don't want to leave behind all your friends that you have on Instagram who prefer to text you that way or get to send you information that way.
It's like even this is frowned upon,
Yeah.
but not frowned upon enough that like it's not happening. I use it for work too.
Yeah, you can't avoid it
I
sometimes.
have somebody who I'm going to get like a networking coffee with later this week. I don't have his number. We just know each other from Instagram.
Yeah, you popped up on,
and I've known him for a couple of years, but we only ever communicate on Instagram. So we are DMing, trying to make coffee plans.
Yeah,
and the only way I can have a professional meeting with him is if I check my Instagram DMs.
Yeah,
so I kind of have to keep using Instagram if I want to be able to meet with him. So it's like
they
even
have their hooks in you, Taylor.
It's like so engulfed in my my life that I kind of feel like I have to use it. Otherwise, I'm losing people.
Yeah,
and people are the most important thing. So, so 24 hours on Instagram, that's my weekly frustration. And I'm a failure. But this week, oh my gosh, I am on the grind. I'm on the screen time grind. Guess how, by percentage wise, guess how
much you're down.
How much I'm down this far. It's Thursday. So it's like basically end of the week.
You're going to be 127% down. Did I look at your phone?
That's
Did I get
crazy.
it right?
No,
it's wrong.
I'm 42% down.
Oh, okay. Well, that's rookie numbers. It's fine. Off of 24 hours?
Well,
off of 24
but I also
hours.
use my phone for work. I don't
fair.
use my work phone.
That's,
so if you were to look at
fair.
my highest used thing right now is my text messages, and it's because I'm constantly texting for work. So it's like
I don't envy that part of your job. I'll be honest. I'm not a communicator. I'm very bad at it. If you want to call me, great.
Job, I have to.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Well, there was a classic example this today when before we were recording. I haven't seen Taylor in a while, so we were going to sit down and talk, and my significant other, my girlfriend, also happened to come by after work, and my girlfriend texts me, "Hey, I'm at the door," and I'm working on something else, and I didn't see it. I was working with my boss, but she kind of gave me a sassy response when she got up, rightfully so, because I didn't see her text, and she was waiting outside in the cold. That is on me. And then Taylor called me, and immediately, because it's a call, it's disrupting everything I'm doing, I pick up. And that is how terrible I am at any other form of communication besides a call. It has to literally interrupt what I'm doing in order for me to prioritize it, which is not a good thing. It's not healthy, but it is also how I work.
I have a life hack for you.
Okay, what's up?
You can break your phone like I have.
Yeah.
So that when text messages are going through, it's so loud that everybody's looking around and going, "What is that horrible sound?" And I go, "Oops, that's my text message."
No, I
sound.
snapped on someone in a meeting before when they had their ringer turned on and they were typing. And I said, "Stop." I said, "Stop, turn it off." And they looked at me like I was crazy. They're like, "Uh." And then 5 minutes later, I said, "Stop, seriously, turn off your ringer. That is the most annoying thing in the world. I hate hearing your text. I hate hearing it."
My ringer's always turned off.
Yeah.
But you know this, my phone is broken. And so like it's like triple as loud. There's just the buzz is so loud.
Yeah, that's fair.
That it like everybody can hear it.
Your haptic engine is like, "Taylor, you have friends."
Yeah. So I frequently, if I'm getting a lot of text messages, just because of how loud my phone is, I will turn my phone on Do Not Disturb.
Yeah.
And just keep it where I can see it because it's so loud it annoys everybody around me. So,
that is a life hack.
But I dropped my phone like as soon as I got it, basically, and for whatever reason, it's just so loud. There's just something wrong with it.
That would leave me angry, mad. Some would say frustrated. But I didn't learn about that until after I wrote my weekly frustration. So I'm gonna hop back to mine. This is highly relevant to my job and my job alone, so it's not relatable. I'm sorry, guys. But for those of you who are weirdos working on AI models working on RAG models, which are resource augmented generated chat models, you'll know about embedding. What is embedding? We have to take information that we have all across our organization, all across the internet, and we have to make it actually readable and understandable for computers. So that on the back end, when I want information that I've already downloaded somewhere, that I've stored somewhere, I need to be able to query against it. It'd be like going into your phone and not being able to search for Taylor Tate and you're just sending a message out there. You have no context whatsoever. That's useless. So we do embedding to make it readable. Well, embedding models are not standardized. So you can use one from one company, one from another company, and then an open source one. And guess what? Your vector store, your tool for reading it says, whoa, dude. I'm trying to read something from Melissa and I'm trying to read something from Taylor, and I can't understand where they're supposed to go. I don't understand how they're connected, even though they might be sisters. It's so frustrating because it broke our entire database that we downloaded over the course of a week. And guess what? The new database that we're building is done on open source stuff. And when it's done on open source stuff, it's slower. It's not a $1 million company that we're paying to use their resources. So I'm going to be letting my computer sit for quite some time and making sure that everything gets downloaded while I am present at it to make sure we can actually use the information we have. That's why I'm frustrated.
That sounds really annoying.
It means nothing to most people, but I assure you, if you're a person who deals with RAG systems, you'll understand the annoyance of having to do it all over again, especially when you just got it to work for the first time.
There's probably one person who watches this.
Yeah. Even then, he might say you said too much just for the sake of like everything surrounding my job. But we're going to make it work. We are going to continue hard to make it work. I will not be frustrated by it next time. Hopefully, maybe, because we've learned our lesson. Hopefully, we will not make the same mistake. And I will look up the parameters of how they embed information and what vectors they give us at the end before I screw this up and waste another day and a half. Basically, I wasted as much time on this as Taylor did on Instagram. And that's just upsetting to me.
That's so sad.
I know, but it's
when you put it in terms I understand. Yeah, I realize how frustrating this would be for you.
It's relatable, but I learned something along the way at least. And I'm sure you learned stuff on Instagram too. You probably learned that certain animals like certain foods. No,
I'm going to be totally honest. The 24 hours I spent on Instagram last week, I didn't gain anything from it. Like, not a single thing.
It was Eliana doom scrolling style?
It was genuinely Eliana doom scrolling style. I was like,
nope.
I'm bored. Oh like I was not watching anything. It was like I was in a trance. I don't even remember. How is it even possible that I spent 24 hours on an app I don't even remember spending that time on?
YouTube's getting bad with their shorts. And I like YouTube shorts because most of the content creators are leaning towards educational comedy, or they have grand ideas. So they're not actually doing let's make shorts and then make a YouTube career out of it. A lot of them, at least the creators that I've been watching for a while, are, we have long form content. How do we get it down and how do we make it useful for shorts?
That's really nice that that's what you're watching on YouTube Shorts, because that's not what I'm watching on YouTube
Shorts. Some things are useless. Like some things are drama mama stuff and I don't want to see it, but at the same time...
I'm watching like Reddit videos that are fake and AI.
The Sora slop has made it onto Instagram. It's already consuming her timeline.
I'm watching AI slop on YouTube Shorts.
What if and this would be highly invasive, but what if your weekly screen time could tell you on a granular level a genre of the content you're watching on Instagram, or if it comes from a different source? So maybe it's a repost from TikTok or it's a repost from Sora. You could see how much is AI stuff that you're watching. If there was a way to break that down somewhere. I would love
for like Instagram to give me a recap of like what I'm watching, so then I could like say
you could pretend that you actually watched it. This, yeah. Well, did you get all those? So I know Spotify loves Wrapped. And now everybody's doing that. ChatGPT did a Wrapped, which I actually found not useful whatsoever.
My ChatGPT Wrapped was like trash.
My girlfriend's, hers was good because she uses it productively. I've cut down my usage because there's a work account, and also there are other models that handle certain things. Now I don't pay for one premium for a specific one. I have different models that I'll pay for premium, but they handle different tasks. So it's not like Spotify where all of my music, everything I listen to is on Spotify, and that's why it's useful. So I guess that may be one thing. But Instagram, are they doing one? Because I don't have Instagram. I
didn't have an Instagram Wrapped. I don't think they did that. I had a Google Wrapped.
Yes. Yeah.
And that was
YouTube Wrapped.
Kind of. I had a YouTube Wrapped as well.
I don't care.
Which was useless.
Yeah.
But my Spotify Wrapped is the most interesting.
Well, in Spotify, music is something that goes beyond just listening to. And I know that sounds really stupid because that's the whole point. But we know for a fact scientifically that music can evoke emotional responses, subconscious responses, sometimes stimulate your brain in ways that it's novel and can bring back certain memories. So there's something more to it than simply listening and enjoying. It can actually affect your mood. So that's why I think a Wrapped for that makes some sort of sense. You can see your phases of your attitude expressed in the music that you listen to throughout the year. I don't know. My YouTube may be a little bit of that. I didn't watch mine, But for the most part, I don't think it's that. I think, especially Instagram, it would be, oh, look at all the slop you watched. Yeah. And that's not trying to degrade anybody. I just think that's the nature of the content.
But also for me, at least, that's also what my ChatGPT Wrapped is. Because it's like, oh, you asked, like it's like, essentially, it's like, you asked for recipe ideas.
Or like 15,000 times and you never implemented one.
Yeah, you never cooked. I actually do use my recipes.
I know.
But or like you ask for grammar more than anything else. Like, cause how often do I ask ChatGPT? I put in a sentence, I go, is this grammatically correct?
Yeah.
And you know what? ChatGPT is really bad at that.
Sometimes it is.
Like most of the time, I put in a long message that I had yesterday because I was having a serious conversation, and I like put it in ChatGPT, and I said like does this make sense? Is this grammatically correct? And ChatGPT gave me back, oh, this makes sense, but it could be clearer if you did it in this way. And then it gave me back the most AI slop.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think I'm ever asking you for advice ever again, because this is the worst unhuman. Like, why is every single response have em dashes?
Yeah, see that,
like it's feeding it to itself. Yeah, like because it didn't used to be that way. It used to like be able to write, but now it's like it's feeding its own content back into itself, and it's like now it can't communicate without looking like AI. I think
partially they've leaned into it, and also I think there's a world in which some companies are afraid that having non-recognizable AI stuff is actually problematic for them in either a legal sense, in a responsibility sense. I don't know exactly what it is, but I think that it probably could be different. They've just leaned so hard into one direction. And also, remember, their models are built on top of each other. So once it gets embedded in one layer, unless they really try to get rid of it, and even then their data protections go away in longer chats. This is so like bad. The context window, the longer it gets, the harder it is for them to enforce their safety rules. So at that point, you're going to have the unpreferred method buried 3 models underneath, and it's hard to retrain all of that and get it up to pace with where you were. But that being said, I like AI writing or correction of my grammar more accurately because it doesn't kill my super comma style. That's what I call it. My style is my style.
You write like AI slop.
Hey. I don't use em dashes. I don't use em dashes. I don't like semicolons, but I use them.
No, I write like that too.
But I'm a super comma user. I love Dickensian style writing, and that's not because I've read every Dickensian book. It's just when I read it, you have to be engaged, but also it flows really well without needing to have periods. You can still handle adjacent topics and fill in key parts of plot. You can address certain questions without necessarily having to do an aside, and keeping the flow of the overall narrative very well. And the same thing with when you're writing professionally, you can keep the flow going while also addressing certain side parts.
Part of why I like writing in that kind of Dickensian style, longer sentences, more rambling, is because it's how we speak.
Agreed.
Like especially we're kind of monologuers. We talk too much.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit.
And so when we're getting to a point, we have 6 other points to get to, but it's all one cohesive I'd like to think we're cohesive.
More or less, sometimes.
Thought. Yeah. And so it's like our one, like if I were to transcribe the way that I talk, it would not be a whatever the standard 6 word sentence, 10 word sentence, 15 word sentence, 10 word sentence. It would be a 32 word sentence that all gets to one point. And
lots of adverbs, adjectives, modifiers, gerunds.
Here and a little bunny trail here.
Yes.
And so I'm okay with these like excessive commas, which like ChatGPT when it writes does something that like I feel that a lot of people naturally do, which is it allows it like the em dashes allow it to like make another point in a point.
Provide context within the thing
which
that's
you would
trying to
normally naturally do.
Yes.
So I feel like ChatGPT is probably not even that. I've never used it to write a speech, but I feel like it probably would write a speech better than it actually writes a real.
Yeah, but that's hard because I don't write speeches the way I write my normal stuff. And the reason that is
that's
because
true. Yeah.
Because emphasis is hard to infer, and having sentences written the way that I would normally write them, sure, it sounds great when I speak like this, but that's not how you're supposed to be an orator.
Yeah.
You're supposed to allow points to sit. You're supposed to be able to emphasize in certain places. Very seldom are you going to have multiple complex sentences. You'll have a few to express abstract ideas, but a lot of times you're hammering on concrete points. You're trying to.
And if we're
at
being
least.
honest, if we're being honest, I've been reading a lot of C.S. Lewis,
Mm-hmm,
and I've been reading some of his essays about how to be a better writer this past week.
Yeah.
And he says you should write in a way that you can communicate well, because obviously he was an orator before he was a writer.
Yeah.
Like that's how he like views himself as more of an orator, like a storyteller, than he is like an actual like writer. But he like very puts a lot of emphasis on being short and concise.
Yes.
Even when you're orating, because you want people to be as clear as possible and as simple as possible.
Agreed. Yeah.
And so I guess maybe I'm just a bad writer and a bad speaker.
I don't know about that, but let me say it concisely. That is wrong, and let me tell you why. See, look at that. I'm just kidding.
See, that was pretty good.
No, but I think what you were speaking about earlier with the way that we jump around, that is hard to have in a speech, long form. As a meme subtly, maybe loudly came up. I don't remember because I don't have anything online to really check memes. But there was one person that was saying it a lot, and that's called weaving. And not everybody can do weaving.
Yeah.
In writing or in writing, it's a little bit easier because you can review and you can make sure things connect. But when you're writing quickly, no. And when you're speaking, that is definitely not the case. Not everybody can allow themselves to get off track. So that's why, as Lou said, short, concise, straight to the point. Yeah.
Sure.
Though it's ironic that segment went really, really long because that was not the intent. But it's not the worst thing in the world. So you asked the first part of the
I'm readjusting.
You're pivoting. Oh wait, no, that's the next segment. My bad. No, hold on. Take it back. So we're gonna do what is probably the longest segment. I think we could actually chill this one out. We could jump to the next.
I have so many things to talk about in this one, and like so little to talk about in the next and the one after.
In the real talk segment, you have so little to talk about?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just want to ask my question because this is the thing I was laughing about.
What's your question?
So, if you were an animal based on how your first 3 weeks have gone at this new job, what animal would you be?
Oh gosh.
I was trying to have something that sounded like, how has it been? What caught you by surprise? I wanted it to be a little bit different. I would have guessed at first a cheetah. Maybe a rhino because you're just bowling through everybody. I mean,
a rhino is a crazy thing to say.
Okay, sorry. An elephant.
That's crazy.
Trampling on
I'm
people.
definitely not a rhino.
Yeah, you know that's not what I meant.
That's very sensitive.
You know that's not what I meant.
I've been called that a lot lately. That's crazy. Far from that, I think I'm about the furthest thing from a rhino as one can get. Despite what they may say. I do think that cheetah is not so bad. I think that.
Is it because those first 3 weeks have been fast paced at the new place?
It's not that they've been extremely fast paced, though they are picking up. It's more that it feels a little bit like you have to think really fast sometimes. And like learning, like the learning takes it's more fast paced.
Yes.
But I think it's also I think it's less cheetah and more like a gazelle. You're like going back and forth and you're running in zigzags.
And sometimes you're victims to the cheetahs or just victims to big animals.
I'm running from the cheetahs, I fear. Sometimes.
Yeah, I think that's actually pretty. I've seen some of the cheetahs. I know some of the cheetahs.
Yeah.
Some of the. In this case, I'm thinking of reporters as cheetahs, though. That's where my analogy may fall apart. I know some of them, and they got hustle. I'll say that much. They also love a fast-paced environment. Period.
So I'll transition a little bit into this.
Okay.
One of my bullet points is in this new job that I work for a relatively controversial person, and
relatively, I mean, like, maybe more than relatively, but
relative to like. Okay, I work for one of the most controversial.
There you go. There's an honest perspective.
And I have so much respect for him, and he is actually someone who is so easy to defend that I'm second or third in line in the office. We have a pretty small office to take phone calls, and we take phone calls. And there's something really nice about. I won't get into it too much, but sometimes people will call and they'll start the call really angry and I'll just like listen to them and I'll hear out what they're talking about. And quite literally 75% of the time, I can get the person who's on the other line of the phone on the phone to either end the phone call saying, thank you for talking to me. I'm sorry I came on so strong. I might not agree with you, but I see where you're coming from now, and I respect the congressman's take on this. Or I will get the person to be like, actually, I agree with you. Maybe I was in the wrong here.
Yeah, that's a satisfying feeling.
And there's about 25% of the time where I really can't.
Yeah.
And but it is very satisfying to like I get so many phone calls and to genuinely be able to like have conversations with other American citizens and say, listen, I care about this too. Like, trust me, you're being heard. Here is the perspective that I have. Here's the perspective that the congressman has, and like let's talk about this. And most of the time, because we're all people and we all like, and so in that way, I feel a little bit like a gazelle.
Yeah. Well, and that the framework you have there, and obviously every office does it different. But I think that perspective, though it may not be intended this way, is actually the best representation of representative democracy. So. A republic with democratic tendencies, because you do not simply bend to the will. Not saying these people are right or wrong. You do not simply give up on your principles because you feel a torrent of pressure from one side or the other. You try your best to bring people along, to be a leader. You've been put in that position for a reason. You have a perspective, you have wisdom, you have something that people saw in you. And at that point, you are trying to take them to a place that is better, even if they don't recognize it for themselves. All they have to do, and all you have to do, is be willing to listen and exchange. Yeah. And that's really cool. The fact I didn't hear that from you earlier, so I was like, oh, that's a really good, fun stat. Good for you, by the way.
It's been really fun, and I think that's true for everyone else in the office. Like it also helps that the person that we work for. He's very, very consistent, and you might be frustrated by what he's doing, but he's a very consistent guy.
That's true.
And so it's like I can say, well, here is exactly why he's doing what he's doing. It's actually a reasonable thing. And people, because they naturally, like, people love rules, they love order, they see how consistent it is. And even if they've called in like confused or angry, once you like talk them through it, a lot of times they're like, oh, I guess I don't agree, but I understand.
Well, and sometimes people don't get the full perspective, and that's not their fault. It's not even, I won't even say it's intentional on like whoever is providing the message. You just can't. Yeah. This news cycle will take precedent. It's about this vote, not the past 50 votes, not the principle that goes up there. It's about this vote. They're calling him out for not doing it. They're supporting him for doing it, and they're moving on. And that's also the context some people get. So calling in to you guys and hearing the full story, always a great thing, especially when it's for a principled reason.
Yeah. So that's a fun little.
Okay. I like that. How has the shift gone? We're kind of just moving on to the next thing. We're gonna kind of hybridize it. So, what has the shift been like? Because yours was a external jump. It was from one org to another org. What has that transition been like?
Yeah, I mean, it's been very different. The place where you work, where I used to work, is so unique.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
And that's like unique is putting it lightly, I think.
Yeah. We got lots of characters, lots of dynamics, lots of great people, smart people.
There's a lot going on.
It can be fast, it can be slow, it can be medium, it can be everything. So
I think probably anywhere you go to work, there will be characters.
Of course, yes.
And there's certainly characters, like everywhere I've ever worked, there's been characters. But it's been very different. One of the biggest like culture shocks of like leaving this place is I went from an office building where I'm seeing people regularly of 75 people.
Let's see, more or less, that's right.
To 8.
Yeah.
Like
It's a small office.
8 on a full day.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like if we're in session and there's no one's out of office. And so it's like it's been a little bit of like a whoa, because I went from like having so many people around me all the time to having like
There's a close
the intern, you know?
It's basically a family that you're hopping into. And I know that probably degrades family to some degree.
I don't know, because it's like it's different. It's
That's
a different
fair.
culture.
That's fair. But those people, if you do a good job, which I know you will, but this is the broader point, which is if you do a good job, those people, regardless of where they go, they've had so much time to see all of your work ethic that they'll be able to provide recommendations. They'll call you out on your BS too, and they'll make sure your next boss knows that, hey, this is a weakness of theirs. They need help in this area. All that sort of stuff.
It also helps that like I think that truly everyone that, and I love the people that you work with and that I used to work with, but
gosh, she hates us. She's about to call us out. Oh my gosh.
I don't think this necessarily could be said for everybody that works here. Is the place where I work now, because it's such a small office, everyone's working really hard. Like really hard. They're giving it their all. Yeah. And I don't think in the nonprofit world you don't necessarily have. It's not like you're not like
the stakes don't feel as high.
Yeah. And so you're more laid back, or you like you feel like you can. And not saying that like there's like it's that like people don't take their job seriously here. It's just different.
Oh, most definitely.
And the stakes are less high, and which is not a bad thing. It's a great pace. It's a great place to work, but like it's just different.
Yeah, and it's not even a department thing, because each department has their busy moments. They have their moment. They have their people who are always on top of these things, and they are the rushers. They have their people who are consistent and steady, and some people may not see them doing a lot of work at one point, but it's because they're spreading it out over a current period of time. There are just some people who are not as caring about this particular part of the movement as anybody else, and they come in, they do their job, and then they'll probably go somewhere else. Some people use it as a launching pad. To be where you are, you have to have a passion for it. And I mean specifically your office, not even your position, your adjacent position, your neighbors in the next. No, I mean literally. To be where you are, you have to be passionate, which means you're going to put in more work. And when you see the people around you doing it, there's something amazing about it. When you see everybody working their butt off as hard as you do, everybody racing to fix a server, it's like, oh my God, this is awesome.
It's really good.
I love it. So I will speak about the other type of shift, if that's okay.
Yeah.
We'll make it brief, and then we'll move on to our trivia break. Sound fair enough? Because we've been talking for quite some time.
How many times have we been talking?
We're at 9:30, and I think we started around 8:45-ish with the phone call.
How have we talked this long already?
Yeah, I know, right? It's kind of crazy. But catching up and filling other people in, and I wasn't even there for the full conversations downstairs, so.
I didn't even tell you like half the things I was going to say.
Shoot.
But it's okay.
It's next time. And actually next time.
And most of it's not about work, because...
Yeah. We're going to get to as much as we can. So the other type of shifting roles is internally. So if you go from division to division, even, a previous job from a regional manager to a director somewhere else, these shifts are a lot different. There's not a new culture to get used to as much. Now, that's not to say that things don't shift between divisions and departments, but at the end of the day, you can go still see your buddy who was sitting a cubicle aside from you if you're not in a separate office. You can go goof around with them. You can still have lunch with them. The culture doesn't have to change as much. If you're comfortable in what you're doing, you're comfortable in your ways, you might not have to, tighten yourself up again. Because when you go into a new role at a new place, you're defining yourself for the first time. So you're probably going to wear that tie a little bit tighter. You're probably going to have your hair done every single day perfectly just the way you want it. You're building an image. And then from there, you can have a slack off day here or there because, hey, work's just so hard. I need to do this. They already know your work ethic. They have defined an image of you in your head. In an internal place, that's not always the case. Now, with my role, kind of was, not that I had to dress up, but you had to prove your chops. I couldn't just come in and sit there and say, oh, well, I know this. No, you have to learn, you have to educate. And that's true with any new job. But internally, you don't want to allow your old habits to stick. And that's not that all of them are bad. It's just that you need to be extremely flexible because you will be comfortable. If you're at the same company, if you see the same people every day, if you can walk around and joke around with the exact same people, you're more than likely to slide into old habits that may not be bad, but they may not be well suited for your new position. That's what I would say on moving around internally. So it's a different type of challenge, and you have to be aware of it, and you should always remind yourself, I'm not the same person I was over in that other department. I can't just go and go around, talk, and do X, Y, Z. I have to go around, deal with people's problems. I have to take them head on. I can't just say, oh, I'd like to help you, and if I can't get it done, it's no big deal. Now it's literally my job. Okay, I can't get it done. What's the next step to get it done? There's no excuse to no longer do it because I literally get paid to do what I used to do just for fun. So keep it in mind, guys. Keep it in mind. I would say hers is more fun. Her move is more fun. It's more life-changing.
I don't know. I think your move is fun too because yours yours set the direction of your life as well. You know.
That's fair. I liked my move. I'm not trying to dismiss it, but maybe it's because of where you moved to.
Because you went from like field work to tech.
Yes.
Which is a very big difference.
And talking about embedding models.
Yeah.
Sorry. I do like the process. It's just
and I went from like operations to a different kind of operations.
True, but
just like a different place.
Yeah,
I think
but
that's the difference.
Just a different place is a big shift.
I love where I work. Yeah,
I know.
It is a big shift.
I'm probably thinking of it not as much like you can move from an insurance agency into an insurance agency. The vibes won't necessarily be the same. The people won't be the same. But at the end of the day, if you're good at what you do and you got hired for that role, maybe not too much is going to change. You're going to change your CRM, but not your pitch, which is you need to have this in order to protect the people around you, so on and so forth.
Yeah, to go from like nonprofit to government.
Yes.
Is a lot different from going to nonprofit to nonprofit.
Yeah. Especially if you're to find one that does nothing, no one quite does anything exactly the same as most places. I think most of the nonprofits in this sphere have found their market to differentiate for the most part. There's a few overlapping people, but if you were to go to anybody else in this area, it's a very different ball game, at least at what their base mission is, it feels like, especially as I've started to meet more of them. But I think there's one or two that are close to what we do, and I could see going there and be like, oh yeah, it's not that different. But I ain't leaving. You're gonna have to kick me out of this building, I'm telling you. But that's besides the point.
I did leave.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll welcome you back in. Somebody actually brought that somebody brought that up the other day. They're like, maybe she'll come back. I said, I don't know. Maybe. Probably not.
Never
but maybe.
say never.
I'm not saying never. I'm just saying probably not.
Yeah, just not right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a little soon. It's been, as I mentioned earlier, 3 weeks.
Just not anytime soon.
I don't think there's a world where it works for at least 5-7 years, honestly. Well established. At that point, you probably have a few kids. I mean,
I think this would probably be a great organization to work for when I have kids.
That's fair.
Like, I could see that being something, like, I come back later in life.
Yeah. I hadn't thought about it that way specifically.
But it's like, it's not because I think, like, the, like, government stuff is fun, but it's probably, like, I know that's probably, I say that now, I don't know what the future looks like. I'm not married. I don't even have a man lined up.
The roster's still waiting, guys. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
Let's go.
Come on. But yeah, I don't know.
I'm just saying, if you're on the roster, you gotta be ready. Baby's gonna be popped out. Let's go.
Yeah,
guys, this is an endless.
Let me tell you something. There's no men on the roster right now, but I need some.
Yeah.
So I've made this call once before. I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna keep saying it.
Yep, 100%.
This is an open audition.
Yep.
If you are a Calvinist,
there we go,
handsome, conservative man.
See, guys, she didn't even have to. She didn't say rich. That's rich.
We could make it work.
Yeah. And also, mind you, this is a monogamous relationship. So when I say babies are going to be popped out, it's from one man. Yeah, just so we're clear.
You and you only.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, trivia break. It's trivia time.
Yeah.
I think you're going to hate this one, but you might love it.
Okay.
Does that make any sense?
No.
It's U.S. focused again. This time, it's a different branch of government, though. Question to you. What is the most visited country by U.S. presidents. This is all time. And they can have visited multiple
All time,
times.
So it won't have been countries that didn't exist.
Yeah,
Like in the last, it'll probably be a country that's
one
older.
of these on here technically is not recognized as a country by the UN, but is recognized as such by the US.
Taiwan.
So I'm not saying
That's not recognized.
I'm not saying that that's on the top one. What I'm saying is
I'm trying to get the top one.
Yeah, I'm saying
is that one correct?
No,
that's on the list.
No, that is on the
What's
list,
another country
but
that's
it's not on the top one. This list is like 200 long. I'm not. No. You misunderstand what I'm saying.
You're asking. I'm not ranking. I'm picking the top one.
There are two top ones. Okay, there are two top countries that have been visited the most. Let me clarify.
Are they going to get me in trouble for asking what they are?
No. I don't
like
think
if
so.
I guess.
No.
Am I going to get in trouble for these are not controversial countries?
No, I don't think so. In my opinion, I don't believe so. And then the bottom ones are the least visited. What I was saying is that this list is not as simple as you may say, well, okay, hey, it didn't exist at this point. So they couldn't have gone there, obviously, but from that point on, if they've gone there, it counts. And yes, Taiwan is on the list, the entire list. They are not at the top. They're actually close to the bottom.
What am I trying to answer
right
here?
now, the top two visited countries by all of the presidents of the United States. You can guess one or the other. One is really easy in my mind, and the other one kind of makes sense.
I don't want to get myself in trouble.
What?
Great Britain.
No.
Bull crap.
Nope. It's not. There are literally two tied for 41st for 41 visits across all of the presidents. I'll give you another guess.
Canada.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Canada.
one. Do you want the other one?
There. No.
Okay.
Let me do it.
That was the easy one in my mind. The other one kind of
easy.
The other one kind of makes sense when you think about our history, but
France.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. France. Yeah, that's it. 41. Of course.
I'm so good at this.
And yet there's a bonus. So, what are the least visited countries? And I will accept 2 out of. There are 3, 5. There's like 40 on this list. I'll accept anything. Not true. There's 30.
Visited.
Yes, all of these countries have been visited once by a president. Only once. And there are about 38 of them. And Taiwan is on this portion of the list, so we will not count it. I don't think Chad's been visited at all, if I had to guess, because it is not on my list.
We should make it least visited.
Yeah, maybe we can figure that out in the future.
Only one.
Only visited once. Come on, you got it. You think about it.
Yeah.
Nope, that country was actually about. No, I'm just kidding.
Countries that have only been visited once by a president of the United States.
Mm-hmm. Think about it. She's not thinking hard enough. I'm whispering. This is now an ASMR podcast. Welcome to the podcast. She doesn't know what she's talking about here. I can't do that. I hate that, actually. ASMR styles. No. Do you want a hint?
Uzbekistan.
Nope. Not on there. Probably because they haven't visited since the collapse of the USSR.
That's what I was thinking. So it's not. There's none in there that were former Soviet Union.
Not in this portion of it. I didn't check the middle. I checked the top and the bottom.
Maybe it's like so like.
Yeah. I mean, technically, Yugoslavia could be on there, even though it's not a country that exists anymore, because it was visited while it was a country. Technically. Okay, I'm going to give a hint here. Okay, one of them has nuclear weapons, and
North Korea.
There you go, North Korea. And
who visited there?
I'm pretty sure it was Donald Trump.
Trump last term.
If I'm not mistaken, or if that was only
Biden.
If that was only in the DMZ, it would have been last term. If it was only in the DMZ, then that wouldn't count, and I would have to go check specifically which one it was. The Statistica chart that I grabbed this from does tell you who it is.
I think it was probably Trump.
Yes,
because he was doing like a little bit of a
thing. Yeah.
I could
see a world in which it was some president right Or maybe they would make an argument that was just part of Korea and they visited before. But I don't think that would make sense that they would constitute afterwards. I'll give you one more. One more. This no, I'm not gonna do that. That's terrible. This place is the home to Alexander the Great's empire. This is where he started it.
Oh no.
It also shares a word in common with the nation that we just said. And I'm going to tell you, it can't be Korea because there's only one other Korea. So what other word is in there? Oh.
Slovenia.
It shares a word. It shares a word with North Korea. Out of those two words, it shares one of those words.
With North Korea.
Yes, it can't be. And guess what? It can't be Korea. No. I've been terrible at explaining today. It is later, but that's not an excuse. Alexander the Great. The Macedonian Empire.
Yeah, I can picture it.
Okay. North is one of them. What's the second word? The Macedonian Empire.
Yes, I know where it is on a map.
No, listen to the word. The Macedonian Empire.
Macedonia.
Yeah, North Macedonia. She got it. Gosh, that took way longer than it should have. But it's fine.
It wasn't
it's
that
fine.
bad.
No, you got the first one just like that. The other ones are more, makes sense that you have a good understanding of U.S. history. The other ones are obscure. I mean, do you pay attention when George Bush went to the United Arab Emirates? No, he didn't care at all.
They've only ever been to the UAE once.
As of the making of that list through 2019, so it has changed since then. But
that'd be really surprising to me.
Yeah,
UAE is like growing really fast. Mm-hmm. Okay, that was good. Mm-hmm. That was very good. Joy
of the week time. I told you that you're going first.
All
remember?
right, I'm going first. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. My joy of the week. I touched on it a little bit earlier. Mm-hmm. My joy of this past month
is finding a new. No, sorry.
My joy of this past month has been I picked up a zinning habit.
I found a new addiction, guys.
I found a new addiction.
Off the Instagram, on the Zins.
Yeah, I'm off Instagram. I'm on Zins.
That's getting clipped immediately, by the way.
I have picked up a fun little trick, a fun little thing that I'm starting to do, which is I hate networking, but I live in DC, and I want to find a way to incentivize myself to network more. So I've decided to Pavlov and the Bell. I've decided that I should start popping a Zin every time I go networking, and I'm gonna biohack myself into being addicted to networking. So now every time I have to do something that I really don't want to do, I go, but I could pop a Zin and then I could go. So it's and
then it's socially acceptable too. Yeah, you go and be like, hey, are you guys floating that Zin train right now? Be like, hey, that's us. We're over here.
That's weird.
Wait, whoa, what you mean?
I'm not gonna say, are you floating at a networking event?
Okay.
But I did. I went to this event earlier this week, and Matthew Hurt, who and we all love, he was at this event, and I saw his name on the guest list of the event, and I literally was like, I got to the event, and I was like, I hope Matthew's here. I beelined.
Yep.
I beelined to Matthew, and I said, Matt, can I have a Zin? Because I knew he would have them.
Yep.
And I was totally right. He gave me a Zin. Yep. It made the rest of my night so much better. I would have left. I would have walked into this event and probably gone home because I had a headache and I was bored and I didn't have it in me to communicate. So I went to Matt. I said, I need a Zin. He gave me a Zin. And then I was on my A game. I networked that night for 5 hours.
Yeah. Nicotine's a powerful
it was so
tool.
Good.
It's also a terrible, terrible addiction.
Well, I'm not addicted to it yet.
Stop putting stop putting yet on
I am not yet addicted to nicotine.
Stop it.
I will become addicted to nicotine.
At first it was just a suffix. Now you're making it a prefix. That's even worse.
I'm not yet addicted to nicotine.
A suffix can be I'm not addicted to it. Yeah, it can be questionable.
But
a prefix is I'm not yet addicted to it, and
I
yet
am not yet
I want to be.
but I will be. 2026 is the year Taylor gets his nicotine.
Oh my Lord.
It's coming for me. And I think it's a good move for me. Like I think
that is the nicotine talking. Oh, I think that this is a solid business move for me. Yep.
Listen, I had a headache today.
Yep.
And I had a headache when I walked into the building, and I said I need a Zyn.
Yep.
I think that would knock this thing out.
Yeah.
And then I told you, I was like, I can either pop a bunch of pills or I can go have a Zyn. Which one would you rather me do? And then you went and got me your Zyns and said, here, have a Zyn.
Hey, they're emergency use only, okay?
Yeah.
And this was a Taylor emergency.
It was like blinding. And then I put the Zyn in, and it was
can't
gone so fast.
I can't believe not less than 2.5 months ago I said no cigarettes from bad men, and then I turn around and I'm giving you Zyns now. It's unacceptable.
One, it's not a cigarette. Two,
I know
you're not a bad guy, so it doesn't.
It's still addictive. It's still addictive.
It still doesn't count. And you know what? I have not taken cigarettes from bad men again.
That's appreciable.
Just that one.
I haven't ordered a Chipotle bowl with a large drink in order to have a drink cup to use for my my drinks for the rest of the day.
Silliest thing you've ever done.
I just don't like double cups. I need a huge cup. I don't even use my Comet bottle anymore. I don't, because it's just such a pain to fill. But I still don't order the large cups because you have impacted my life. Yeah. Okay. So with that,
what's your joy of the week, Alex?
Remember when she first pulled that? Oh, it's recording this podcast. I know it's a little sappy, but I'm pulling the same thing because it's good to see Taylor again. It's been too long since I've seen Taylor, and we've been talking over text, but it's not the same, especially because we're motor mouths, and over text we cannot motor mouth the exact same way.
Yep.
Period. Full stop. So it's good to be back in the chair, but more importantly, it's good to see you again.
Yeah. What you guys don't see is the hours that we sit ahead of this.
Yeah.
Just sitting and talking. And
it's
talking
stressful
and
sometimes,
talking.
but it's also awesome.
Yeah, because it's like it's and I was like, it's sad for me to have left this organization where I have so many people that I love so much.
Yeah.
And I don't get to yap as much with you guys.
Yeah.
But it was very healing for me to get to sit down today with you and your girlfriend, and
it was a good that fourth actor that came in. I wasn't expecting that, but good contribution.
And so it was just nice to just like be around friends again. After we were all out of town and life had got so busy and so crazy, and so I agree, that was absolutely a joy for me too.
Okay, perfect. If you have any comments about things that we should do for next episode, we're not running dry on segments, but your input would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah. So
with that, I think we're going to say the same thing that we always say. Stay safe, don't die, and you may have five. Oh, that rhymes. Yeah.
Crazy. You don't have a player on your truck. I was at a loss for words the first time that we spoke. You're looking for a brutal to treat you right.